We have all the things the feminists were looking for. They don't want to be sex objects. They want to be slaves to men and children. They want their talents developed. They want an education, right? We have all the things that they've been looking for. I'm a Dominican sister, a Catholic nun. Next year we'll celebrate 70 years.
Mary is my aunt. I am Betty's youngest daughter. And my mom used to say that everyone loved Mary. Everyone loved Mary in college, but everyone knew Mary was going to be a nun.
To think of a life devoted to helping others and coming closer to God and a life of prayer just really attracted me. I felt called to that life.
I really have always looked to Mary and my mom. They both have this inner drive that I have always admired.
My days are never boring, let me tell you. I've been a historian of nuns for, I don't know, 50 years or something. At the time that I started this organization, it was a big time for women's history. The year 66, 67, I spent at Notre Dame to do research for my dissertation on the role of the nun in 19th century America.
She traveled all around the world. She had a million different job responsibilities.
In the 90s, I ran the Conrad Hilton Fund for Sisters, which is a foundation which funds the works of Catholic sisters among the poor around the world. And when the Iron Curtain fell, I thought, oh, here are all these poor nuns who've been underground for 40 years. And they're just coming up above ground and have no money, of course, and want to get back to their ministries, and we have help. So I arranged to go to those Iron Curtain countries and stayed with them and heard their stories and told them about our funds and how to apply.
And then she ran a home in Rome for nuns who were studying from around the world at the Vatican.
So at age 70, I went back and took this job in another language.
Both my mom and Mary, they did have obstacles to overcome, more so than sometimes the average person next to them. I mean, you would never hear my mom talk about her handicap or Mary talk about her handicap as an excuse to not do something. And they succeeded, and Mary keeps succeeding at everything she does.
Our father always had this thing, the extra 2%, you're in Ewens, extra 2%. That was just a thing, you know, do it better than other people. A couple projects I got to finish before I die, right? I've done several projects on indigenous sisterhoods, and I've published on one. I have all the material on the next one, but I haven't published it.
There's two parts to Mary, in my opinion. There's her spirit, and then there's her faith. And I remember saying to her, Mary, why don't you ever cry? I didn't see you cry when your parents died. I didn't see you cry when my dad passed away. And she said, when you have a faith as strong as mine, you know you're going to see them again.
Some of the Psalms, it says something like, oh Lord, I long to see your face. And I will have in my mind, how am I going to see the face of the Lord today?
But I don't even think she knows that those everyday answers for her played such a big role in the way I look at life.
Betty, having been a good friend of mine, you know, and she's done so much for me that to be a Betty, you know, that's special.